Hello everyone, this is RoboGuy75. Today's video, I'm going to be comparing the controllers for both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And if you're wondering, yes, I got the Xbox One, the Day 1 2013 edition. However, I'm actually going to go an extra mile. I'm not only going to be comparing these two, but I'm going to be comparing the Xbox One controller with, of course, its predecessors. Mainly these two controllers, and if you want to go back really far, you go to this one, or you can just go to this giant behemoth. Sorry. So anyway, here we go. Back in 2001, the original controller used to look like this. This giant Duke behemoth that was kind of pretty big and kind of hard to hold in a lot of people's hands. So I think some people had trouble. Though, the weird thing was, I was 7 when this thing came out, yet I was able to play with it just fine. God, I wonder if my hands were still just as big back then, I don't know. So then they made a new design version which got a lot more positive reception. And I agree with them. It was actually a lot more comfortable, it felt great with video games, and so forth. Years later, we got the Xbox 360 controllers. In my opinion, one of the best controllers ever. They felt great, they played great, I just had so much fun with them. Yeah, this is the one that came with the 2010 new redesign of the Xbox 360, and this is the special Halo 4 one I got when I got Halo 4. Not as good as the previous Halo games, but honestly, I think it still has a place in my heart. It's not the best one. It's not perfect, but I still found it enjoyable. Years later, I got mad at Microsoft because of what they did, so I decided to go to Sony for the most part, and thus you see the Dualshock 4. Probably one of the best controllers I've played since the Xbox 360. It feels great. It's very comfortable. The sticks are so much better than the previous ones. I mean, I got nothing against them, but I couldn't play the original design, so I couldn't. Oh, sorry, I couldn't do Sony games that much anymore. I mean, I was able to do it just fine when I was at a friend's house, but I couldn't be able to use one on my own. So then when I saw this, it felt a lot more comfortable and much more playable. But then, after a while, even though I tried it, don't get me wrong, it's a great console, but a really decent and solid one. It's just that some things I kind of missed with the original Xbox 360 and the other ones, so I said, screw it, I'm getting an Xbox One. Speaking of which, here it is, the Xbox One controller. I tried it out. I mean, I just got it like last night, and honestly, I thought it was actually pretty good. I didn't play that many games with it. I only play like Need for Speed Rivals at the moment, and for the most part, it feels great. In my opinion, out of the two controllers here, I think I might be using this one for racing games or driving games, preferably arcade ones. I love the carnage they can do between them. Not a big fan of simulator ones like Gran Turismo or Forza, so those ones are going to go out the window. So anything like Need for Speed or Burnout or The Crew or anything like that, it might need to be on this one. However, on the other hand, when it comes to shooters, well, first off, Killzone Shadowfall was okay at best. I mean, I kind of got myself a little too hyped. For my first introduction to the Killzone games, maybe I should have waited till Gaikai and waited for the original ones, preferably Killzone 2. As for other ones like Battlefield 4 or Black Flag Retribution, it works great. It feels comfortable, it's very precise. I just kick ass at that game compared to how I did in the 360 games. It's a solid controller. So from that, I think I might guess most of my shooters from this one. Though, I still might want to get a couple from this one. I mean, like Halo, and I'm going to see how Titanfall works with that. I'm really excited for that one. I mean, giant mechs. How could you not like that? So, now for how the controllers look in general. The thumbsticks, when you compare them to the 360 thumbsticks, they're actually a lot smaller. So I think that might be a little bit trouble for some people who have like really big fingers or something. However, thanks to the material that's on the thumbsticks here, I was able to move around with it just fine. So it should be alright for the most part, though it's not as good as the thumbsticks on the PlayStation 4 or the original Xbox 360, but I think it might be alright for the most part. As for the bumpers, they're alright, but I think they feel a little bit more stiff, though. I didn't have that much of a problem. I mean, when I was using them in Need for Speed Rivals, they seemed alright. Though, again, I prefer the 360 and the PlayStation 4 bumpers or whatever. Now for the triggers. They said something about there being rumbles in the triggers. Not sure if I played it. Not sure if I really felt it that much during Need for Speed. I gotta check it out again. But for the most part, they feel alright. I mean, not great or anything. thing, but they feel alright for the most part. Though, I still prefer the Dualshock 4's triggers, but compared to the 360, it's kind of hard to say. I think both are pretty good in their own way. Now, for the D-pad here, they finally got rid of the disc one, which I actually am kind of glad, because the whole disc one was kind of stupid when you think about it. Though, I mean, it's alright. I mean, sorry, I cannot talk today. Compared to the other D-pads, of course, the DualShock 4 and even the previous ones, preferably the kind where when you twist it around, you could either go back to the disc form, or when you press it down, you actually go to the plus one, like the Xbox One here. You know what? I think all of them are good. Just fuck it. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I got the special Day 1 2013 edition. So, but in terms of how they played, the Xbox 360 one played great with shooters, driving games, RPGs, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't want to do RPGs except for something like Mass Effect. I loved that game. This one, for the most part, I've mainly played shooters and maybe like Resogun or something. But for the most part, it's a really all of them are really good. So far, my favorites being Resogun, Battlefield 4, and a little bit of Black Ops Retribution. This one, I only played Need for Speed Rivals, but so far, I've really enjoyed it. I've still yet to try a shooter. I mean, you know what? I'm not really a fan of this game, but fuck it. Maybe I'll just get Call of Duty Ghosts, just see how it is, and probably once I'm done with that, maybe sell towards like another game like Destiny or Titanfall. But for the most part, all three of them, they're good in their own way. If I had to rank them, however, I think this one will be at the bottom of the list, and for number one, I don't know. Both of these are kind of good in their own way. So you know what? For my list, I'll probably put both of them on top. I mean, so far, these two are the towering kings of controller. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's like a lot of other ones I liked, like the Super Nintendo. Yes, that's real. But so far, I've had so much fun with the Xbox 360 controller over the years, and so far the DualShock 4 is a great addition. So, personally, I think both are pretty good in their own way. Not hating on the Xbox One, it's a great controller. It's just, pretty much at the moment, I don't think it really feels as good or at least as comfortable as the previous controllers. Though, probably once more games come down the line, I think we'll definitely be able to see how this bad boy handles. But for the most part, while it's not as good as the previous ones, I still think it's a pretty solid controller. It might do great during games. The thumbsticks, well, a little small thanks to the material that's around the thumbsticks. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to see. It shouldn't really be that much of a problem. Just get a better view. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and yeah, I'm pretty much going both Xbox and PlayStation for next generation. I mean, PlayStation was good, but to be honest, there was a lot of things on the Xbox One that I really just didn't want to miss out. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to be both. And if anybody has a problem with that, like if you're going to throw a fit at me because of it, then hey, sorry if you're so disappointed, but hey, you have no freaking authority over me. I can choose whatever console I want. I could choose one, I could choose two, or I could choose all of them. Even PC if I wanted to. Well, sorry. Thank you for watching, and see you beautiful bastards next time.